Did you enjoy Louis XIV and Versailles? Well, that's a hard act to follow, but come with me as we explore the French Rococo period, talking about the years 1700 to 1760. The French Regence style is basically a transitional style. It's the period of time between the death of Louis XIV and the rule of his great-grandson Louis XV. The young Louis was only 5 when his great-grandfather died. This style was a bridge between the classic severity of that of the Sun King and the romanticism that developed during the reign of his great-grandson Louis XV. During the French Regence, the change in art forms was slow. But the demand for austerity, grandeur, and formality lessened with the political misfortunes of the closing years of the reign of the great Louis. The temper of the king must have been softened greatly in his old age, if we are to judge by his statement to Mozart that he wished to see playing children instead of classical heroes used as subjects of decoration. Though Crescent was best known for the highly sculptural gilt bronze mounts that ornamented his furniture, these mounts also jeopardized his career. In order to supervise production and guarantee the quality of his mounts, Crescent employed master casters and gilders in his workshop. This practice broke the strict rules of the French guild system, and the guild prosecuted him for practicing the two professions of cabinet making and gilding in the same workshop. In order to pay the resulting fines, Crescent was forced to hold sales of his furniture stock. This ultimately left Crescent broke. The use of buhl work continues under the French Regents, but becomes basically extinct as we move into the true Rococo style. The characteristic Regent's commode, or chest of drawers, was massive, and its lines were heavy. It had a handsome marble top and was usually designed with 3 rows of drawers. It generally had a valanced base and rested on heavy splayed feet or shaped bracket feet, which were a continuation of the styles. I want to make sure you know what the word escutcheon means. Escutcheon is an ornamental or protective plate, such as a keyhole, and we can see right here that term being applied. This is an example of a Bombay-shaped commode designed by Charles Crescent. I found this on an auction site and it sold for a jaw-dropping $58,000. Can you identify the use of singery in this detail? This commode can be dated to the years 1745 to 1749 because of a tax stamp for that period found on the gilt bronze mounts that were, against guild regulations, cast, chased, and gilded in Crescent's own workshop. Another fine example of singery as used by Charles Crescent. This gilt bronze mount can be described as two children who are grating snuff, and in the middle is a monkey powdering itself with snuff. So once again, an example of singery. As a general summary, during the French Regence style, chairs became more graceful and more comfortable. They were gradually becoming smaller and lighter and were therefore more easy to move about. The straight leg was discarded. The open arms were either scrolled or practically straight. The latter usually had arm pads. In accordance with the general tendency to make everything lighter and more graceful, tables gradually became less massive. Straight legs and stretchers were discarded. All the tables were designed with the cabriole leg. Marble tops were also common. So this in summary concludes the French Regence style. Now we're on to the Rococo style.